Tonight, we are all gathered here today for an awesome workshop on the secret to getting daily referrals with our champion, our partner, and our ally, Jeff Bitton. Jeff is a SaaS entrepreneur who has found incredible success in this space. He's also incredibly community driven and generous and wants to see us all find our own success. He is really investing in this community by bringing this free education to help you find your traction. And he's bringing a lot of empathy to the discussion because he understands innately what it's like to be out there as an entrepreneur looking for these opportunities. A little bit about women in tech and entrepreneurship to get us going. For those of you who aren't familiar with us, our mission is to resource you all with free access to near-peer mentorship, educational opportunities, and a support network. We're able to do that because of incredible volunteers. Many of you are here on this call with us, and because of community partners like Jeff who make it happen for us. We believe that financial barriers should never limit our opportunities for connection and success. We are, to date, a community of 5,000 women working in technology, startups, venture, entrepreneurship, and economic development, and of course, our wonderful support organizations that make it all happen, and our allies, advocates, and our male friends in this space who want to see us find that success. We offer a job board and virtual community on Slack completely for free. A variety of social events. So we were just talking about how we're going to be in Orlando doing some axe throwing, and we do workshops like this one. Some of the events I want to highlight coming up in Jacksonville on February 20th. We're doing a celebration of Black women entrepreneurs at that intersection of creativity and commerce. This will be at Happy Medium Book Cafe, and we're going to stream it online because we know not all of us will be able to get up to Jacksonville. And then on March 5th, our next workshop featuring Ariel Morton, she's going to talk to us about how to scale our businesses without sacrificing our integrity, going viral, or completely burning ourselves out. So it's a great add-on to what we're going to learn tonight. For all of our events from February through March, you can scan this QR code. You can see even just this month, we've got I think more than 10 opportunities to hang out with our community, all completely for free. With that, I am going to pass it over to Jeff. We do have a wonderful investment that Jeff is making in the community with us. He's going to talk more about that at the end. We'll bring this card back up, but in case you're excited and you want to get going, you want to use a tool that I have been using for the last year to ensure that I get introduced the way that I want to be introduced, that I create a great first impression, even with someone who I haven't had the opportunity to meet in person. Jeff is offering a discount to WTE members through Pitch59. You'll learn about that tool a little bit later on. And he is offering reinvestment into our community through that partnership. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Jeff.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Rachel. And I got to start off by just saying I already love WTE. I love what you guys stand for. I love the goal and the mission that you have. I myself have 4 daughters, and several of them have very entrepreneurial ambitions. And so I want to support any organization that helps women in general find success. And so when I met Rachel through Alana Pinkerton, I thought this is a partnership made in heaven. And I think we can really help you guys to not only get more referrals, but really figure out your value proposition and how to convey that to other people so that they'll be interested in what you have to offer. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And we're going to take a few minutes and just go through a training called The Secret to Getting Daily Referrals. And before I get into this too heavily, let's see, Rachel, can you see my screen? I'm not 100% sure that it's sharing. It's sharing. Okay.
I can. Yeah, it looks great.
Awesome. Okay, so what I'll do, so we'll take, if you'll put any questions that you have in the chat, we'll probably address those after this this first part of the training, and then we'll open it up at a couple of different points here if you have questions between the training and what I show you with the pitch cards. But if you'll just put those questions in the chat so that you don't forget them, that would be great. And then, okay, so what I'd like to do is just give you a quick little intro to myself. I am just a farm kid that grew up in Idaho. I'm the fifth of 8 kids in my family, grew up working in alfalfa farms, moving irrigation pipe, bucking hay, moving cattle, that kind of thing. My dad was, oddly enough, a broker in real estate in Pocatello, Idaho, but all of my neighbors were farmers. And so I worked for my neighbors' farms, all growing up. And then when I went to college, I went and sold pest control door to door for 4 years. And then I started a little carpet cleaning company while I was going to college. And I went and sold carpet cleaning services door to door. And I always knew that if I could talk to somebody in person for just a second, the chances of them becoming my customer went way up. I didn't understand why. I just knew that there was something that happened when I could be a human being to them for just a minute. And that oftentimes I'd walk away with a check in hand or a credit card number in hand a few minutes later because I was a human being to them. Well, over the next 13 years, I grew my carpet cleaning company, and I ended up buying out another cleaning company in Fresno, California, bought another cleaning and restoration company in Houston, Texas. I thought I was going to grow this cleaning and restoration empire. And in 2018, some terrible things happened in the restoration community after Hurricane Harvey in Houston. And a lot of us little restoration companies ended up losing a lot of money because we just couldn't compete with the big companies. And during that time, we looked at all of the things that we were doing for our marketing and advertising. We were spending a lot of money on Google and Yelp and Home Advisor and Thumbtack and Angie's List and a lot of the social media platforms, trying to get our name and our brand out there. And there came a time when I was actually driving in the car with my wife and my children, and I was just thinking, I was just brainstorming, what is the most effective way to advertise? We've got to get our cleanings up to subsidize all the losses we're taking with restoration. And I thought, well, you know what was really effective was that door-to-door sales, but I can't do that online. But what was so much more effective at doing that than like advertising on Yelp, for example? And I thought about it, and I'm like, on Google and Yelp and all these platforms, I've got 500 5-star ratings. We've got a great website, great information, great sales, discounts, pictures, everything that I thought customers wanted. When I was on their doorstep, all I had was a clipboard and a t-shirt, and yet those people hired me way more often as a percentage than the people online. And I'm like, well, what's the difference? And I'm like, I'm the difference. Me as a human being, I am the difference here. And I thought, I am completely handicapped when it comes to being online, because all I am to people is I'm a website link, or I'm a 5-star rating, or I'm a whatever it is, but I'm not a human being to them. And people love to work with people that they know, like, and trust. So we had this idea to create this new tool called a pitch card that allows you to deliver your 59-second elevator pitch to introduce yourself on a shareable, networkable card that everybody can introduce to their contacts and their friends, and then we're creating a community of them. But before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the psychology of referrals. A lot of you, if you've got your own business, you're probably trying to get more referrals, more introductions. And this training will address those. We have a couple of other trainings. We're going to do some of these with WTE as well in the coming months. One of them that we would highly recommend everybody attend is the Perfecting Your Pitch. And this is where we help you really understand your value proposition and how to communicate that to other people so that it doesn't come across as spam or salesy. We'll talk a little bit about that today. We also have a training called Creating Profitable Referral Partnerships. There's a pitch card setup and onboarding, and then an affiliate basic training as well. All right, so my first question is, what would getting one new referral each month mean for your business? I want you to actually put a dollar figure on that, if you would. Just think about your own business. What would one new client, one new customer mean for your business each month? Now I want you to think, okay, what if I got 5 more referrals a month? Or what if I got 10 more referrals than what I'm currently getting? And I want to be the first one to tell you that this is 100% reasonable and completely capable. You're completely capable of getting these referrals starting tomorrow in your own industry. It doesn't matter what space or industry you're in. I'll show you how to do this in over the next few minutes here. But I wanted to let you know, not as a braggadocious way of saying this, but there was one day I got 47 3-way introduction referrals with my pitch card. And it's not because I'm beautiful. It's not because I'm super smart. It's not because of anything else. It's just I know how to get referrals. And so the first thing that I'd like to talk about is why referrals are so important. Now, these are so much more effective than any of the other marketing and advertising that you're doing. On average, you're going to spend 78% less on anybody that comes in through a referral. The people that come in through referrals are going to be have a higher lifetime value, up to about 25%. Those companies and individuals that have a successful referral program on average earn 86% more revenue than those that don't have a referral program built in. And then people that come in through referral are 4 times more likely to purchase your product or service than somebody that does not come in through a referral. And the reason for that is because 92% of consumers trust referrals from friends and family over any other form of advertising. And that includes Google, Yelp, Home Advisor, LinkedIn, any other platform out there. And I'm going to give you a quick example of that to prove it. Let's say that you're at your house and a pipe bursts in your basement. Actually, in Florida, you don't really have basements, right? So let's say a pipe bursts in your home and you've got water spraying all over, and you quickly jump onto Google to find the plumbing company. And you quickly search for the companies that have the highest star ratings, the best reviews, whatever. That's what most people do. And then your friend comes over from one of your neighbors comes over, and they said, oh, you should use Mike Plummer. His name is Bill. He's great. Almost 99% of the time, you're going to go with the one that was recommended to you by your friend or your neighbor versus the company that you found online. And the reason for that is because there's already a built-in foundation of trust with that person that you don't have with Google or Yelp or any other platform. So why are referrals so hard to get? There are 5 primary reasons. You're more than welcome to take notes on this if you'd like, by the way. We'll send over this presentation afterwards. But there are 5 primary reasons that you're not getting more referrals. The first reason is you probably don't ask for referrals very often, if you do at all. So most business people just don't ask for referrals. And the reason for that is because it's awkward and uncomfortable. We don't want to make people do other work, and it's kind of awkward asking them to kind of become a miniature salesman for us, right? The second reason is because their reputation is on the line. So people only share things that make them look good, that are funny, or that provide great value to their network. So if it doesn't fit one of those 3 categories, they don't want to share it because it doesn't look good on them. So for example, if Rachel asked me to share her pitch or introduce her to somebody else, and I feel like I'm a salesman, or it's just a kind of a boring something that I'm not really excited about, I might tell her yes, but deep down inside, I'm probably like, I don't think I'll do that. Because at the end of the day, I've got to look good to my network, right? I've got to make sure that my reputation is good. On the other hand, if Rachel sends me something and says, hey, Jeff, I'm wondering if you could share or give me a referral. This is what we're doing, and this is what we can do for those people. And it's exciting, or it's interesting, or even if it's funny, something like that, then I'm much more likely to make that introduction for her. The third reason that you don't get very many referrals is because people don't know how to refer you. They don't know what to say. They don't know what information to include. They don't know how to present the information that you want them to present. There's a lot of different levels of uncertainty that people have when they make referrals. And so because of that uncertainty, generally they don't make that referral for you. The fourth reason is lack of incentive. Generally, if you're going to ask somebody to do work for you or try to spread you with other people, it's a good idea to incentivize them in one way or another. Most people think of incentives as being directly associated with like cash or commissions or credits or discounts or something like that. But at the end of the day, they don't have to be. And I'll give you an example of that talking about goals here in a couple of minutes. The fifth and the most important reason that people don't make referrals for you is because it's too hard. It's just too time consuming, just takes too much effort, too much mental effort. And they just don't want to put in that kind of level of effort when they're focused on their own business, when they're focused on their own goals, their own families, everything else. So if you ever want to get referrals, you have to make it an incredibly easy process for people to refer you. The statistic on this is that 83 out of 100 satisfied customers are willing to refer you, but on average, only 4 of them actually make that referral. You might hear that people are willing to refer you a lot. I mean, if I'm sure you've all heard this where people say, yeah, I'll introduce you to my friend Joe, or I'll introduce you to Susan or whatever. And then days and weeks go by and they never end up making that referral, right? Well, that's because 79% of those people that are willing to refer you typically don't want to put in the work to do it. And so if you can make it a simple, easy, comfortable process where they look good, they're much, much more likely to make that referral and introduction for you. Now, after you get the referral, oftentimes there's a communication problem between the person that refers you and the end target of what they really understand about your business. So when referrals don't clearly express your value proposition, a strong elevator pitch becomes even more critical here. I'm going to give you an example of this. So about 15 years ago, like I said, I was in the carpet cleaning and restoration space. I was cleaning the carpet for a lady in Idaho, and she was on the phone with her mom or her sister. And I heard her talking to her mom about my service that I was providing right there. And I said, and then I heard her say, yeah, I've got Pure Clean here. They do a great job. They have a machine that rubs the carpet. And when she said that, I thought, oh no, like that's a terrible introduction to what we do. Rubbing the carpet is not good for your carpet. That'll damage and fray your carpet. This is a rotary extraction machine that does 25 cleansing passes per square foot and extracts everything out to our truck mounted system. And I thought, oh man, I wish I could just go up and ask her if I could talk to her friend or her mom, whoever she was talking to. She sometimes referrals can do more damage than good if they don't know how to clearly explain your value proposition. Sometimes they'll explain that you do something that you really don't do, or that you do something that you don't do. And so it's really important that whatever your value proposition is, that it gets 2 levels deep. It has to go beyond the referrer to the person that's listening to the referrer. I can't see all of you, so I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands. Normally, I ask you to raise your hands. The only person that's showing up on my screen here is Susan. So, Susan, if you could raise your hand here, that'll make me feel good. Does anybody know the difference between an elevator pitch and a sales pitch? Okay, Susan, go ahead and unmute yourself if you would, and give me your thoughts on this.
So because I come from the school of thought that everybody's in sales, that's why I said I think it's similar. Because I think you're selling yourself, and the people are trusting you to sell your service, buy your service. So that's why I think they're very similar. Yeah.
So there are similar components. However, your elevator pitch has to come before your sales pitch, and I'll explain why. And then when I give you an example, I promise you, all of you are going to be like, oh my goodness, that makes so much sense. So an elevator pitch, the purpose of an elevator pitch is to establish a foundation of trust with somebody. The purpose of your sales pitch is to close a deal. So what happens if you deliver your sales pitch before your elevator pitch? It comes across as spam and completely unsolicited, unwanted. Let me ask you, Susan, I'm going to pick on you one more time if that's okay. So do you have a LinkedIn account?
I do.
Okay. How often do you get like a direct message on LinkedIn or an email or a text message from somebody that you don't know, and they say, hey, Susan, I just wondered if we could schedule a meeting to chat because I think I can save you 20% on your health insurance?
Every day, multiple times a day.
Do you love getting those messages?
Hate those.
Yep.
I'm always happy to connect. And so if they came a different route, I probably would accept their connection, but yeah.
Okay. So what happens though if a friend of yours or a neighbor or a cousin reaches out and says, hey, Susan, I think I can save you 20% on your health insurance. Would you want to schedule a time to chat? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I'd be open to that.
Okay, so what's the difference? They said the exact same thing.
Somebody I already know and trust.
That's exactly right. The purpose of your elevator pitch is to become somebody that they know and trust before you deliver your sales pitch. Otherwise, it's unsolicited, unwanted. So your elevator pitch has to come first. And when you deliver your elevator pitch, we recommend a model called the HERA model. And so many marketing companies get this completely wrong. I mean, everybody gets daily spam every single day, tens, hundreds, thousands of emails every day saying, hey, do this, and we can save you this, or we can make you more effective, or we can give you thousands of leads this month, or whatever. None of them ever spend the time to deliver an elevator pitch and establish a foundation of trust first. And so it's critical that you do that whenever you're trying to market to anybody. But we recommend a model. There are a lot of different ways to deliver an effective elevator pitch. This isn't the only one. This is just one that we recommend. So this model is called the HERA model, where you want to humanize yourself first. You want to empathize with their greatest pain points. You want to let them know how you resolve those greatest pain points. And then you want to give them a quick, specific call to action. So I'm going to give you an example of this here. Let's say that I come down and I visit Rachel in Florida, and I go out to the beach, and a shark comes up and takes a big bite out of my leg. And you guys run me to the hospital, and the first thing the doctor says to me at the hospital is, hey, Jeff, welcome to our hospital. I just wanted to give you a quick tour and show you what all the amenities that we have here. Also, I'm sure you're thirsty because you've been out in the sun all day. Would you like a drink? We have a different concoction of mixes here that you can have. And then also, I noticed your skin is a little bit dry. Would you like to try this new lotion that's on sale for $14.99? Like, I'm going to punch that doctor in the face and run off, or hobble off, I guess, if I can't run. But what happens if the doctor comes up to me and says, hey, Jeff, I'm so sorry to see that you've been bitten by a shark. I wanted to let you know that I've dealt with 30 shark bite victims, and I know that you're in excruciating pain right now. The first thing I'm going to give you is a shot of morphine to take the pain away. The second thing I'm going to do is clean out your wound really well so that you don't have any bacterial infection. And then I'm going to sew it up, clean it up, just make it as good as I can so that you'll be back on your feet in no time. So with your permission, I'd like to get started now. Think about how I feel about that doctor. The first doctor focused on my minor inconveniences, what we call mosquito bites. So we're talking shark bites versus mosquito bites. He focused on the little inconveniences that I had. And when I have a shark bite, I don't care about the minor inconveniences. I care about the shark bite. If I don't have a shark bite, then I do care about the minor inconveniences. But the second doctor focused exclusively on my shark bite. He might have even noticed that I had dry skin or that I was thirsty, but he didn't talk about those because he was focused on my biggest problems. That is how you empathize with a customer that's got big problems, big shark bites. So the first thing that we recommend whenever you're trying to figure out your elevator pitch is what are the greatest pain points that your target audience is going through. Figure out like their biggest frustrations, their biggest pain points, their biggest, the thing that they complain about the most. Those are the things that you're going to talk about in your elevator pitch. Don't talk about the little mosquito bites, the other things that you do that are just nice to have, but aren't critical. When you talk about your resolution, like that doctor that I mentioned, he said, the first thing I'm going to do is give you a shot of morphine. Then I'm going to clean it up. Then I'm going to do this. So he resolved my shark bite. He didn't talk about my shark bite as his empathizing point and then resolve something different. He resolved my shark bite there. And then a quick specific call to action. So in the doctor's case, he said, with your permission, I'd like to go ahead and get started now. Most of the time, that's not going to be the case unless you're in an emergency situation like that. But it's going to be something like, give me a call and let's jump on the phone and chat for 15 minutes and figure out what your problems are and see if I can help you. Or it's going to be, let's jump on a Zoom call. Let's shoot me a text, shoot me an email, something like that. You want to be very specific with your call to action so that you don't build up more barriers to people taking action with you. All right, and then the fourth point here is make sure that whatever your elevator pitch is, your unique value proposition, it has to be communicated to potential customers, which means that it has to be communicated not just through you, but through other people that refer you. Wherever you go, that value proposition is critical to people being able to trust you. Once again, if you have any questions, put them in the chat and we'll address them in a few minutes here. Okay, the next question that I have, which it is very rare that I have a business owner raise their hand here, but how many of you have ever set a referral goal, like an actual hard number of referrals that they would like to get referrals from? Stacy, go ahead. Oh, you have?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm also like in a referral networking group that is a part that holds us accountable for the number of referrals that we give and receive.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so you actually have a partnership that can help you get those referrals.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so about 90% of business people that we talk to have never set a referral goal. And you know why they don't set referral goals? Is because it's really hard to control. When you're only dealing with reactive referrals, it's really hard to, I mean, I can set a goal all I want, but if I can't control the outcome, there's no sense in having a goal, right? So the first thing that we're going to recommend here is figure out your goal. Like I would recommend setting an annual goal and then break it down by the month. So if you want 150 referrals this year, then go ahead and break that down into 12 months there. And then you can go through and figure out your conversions, what kind of revenue that would look like. This is just an example here. After you've set your referral goal, we recommend a 5-step program to figuring out or to creating a way for you to actually get those referrals. The first step is figuring out the who, how, and when. So you cannot proceed beyond this step until you've answered this question, all 3 steps of this. So that you're going to figure out who you're going to ask for referrals, how you're going to ask for them, and when you're going to do it. So the who would be, okay, I'm going to ask all of my clients to refer me to one other person. How am I going to ask them? I'm going to ask them to share my pitch card through a 3-way text message. And then I'm going to set aside 20 minutes every Monday morning in order to make that happen. So make sure that you have a process built in where you know exactly who, how, and when you're going to do it. The next step is figure out your incentives and make sure that you have a process built in to express gratitude. The first thing about your incentives, you can incentivize other people to do it with gift cards, cash, commissions, whatever it might be, credits or discounts. However, one of the most effective ways that we've found to ask people for referrals that doesn't cost you anything is to let your friends, your family, your customers know what your goal is. So for example, if I reach out to Rachel and I say, hey, Rachel, I'm trying to get 5 referrals this month. Would you mind just sharing my pitch card with one other person to help me hit this goal? Rachel's probably going to be more incentivized, and I'm speaking for you, Rachel, but you can tell me if I'm off here. But you're probably more incentivized to help me hit a goal than you would be a $20 gift card to Cold Stone or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there's something about helping each other hit goals that's really helpful. So if I don't know what your goal is, I'm less inclined to help you. But if I know what your goal is, I'm gonna try and do my best to help you hit that goal. People like to help their friends and family hit their goals. The next step, or the second part of this, is make sure that you express gratitude when you get referrals. If Alana, for example, shares my pitch card with somebody and I don't ever come back and say thanks for the referral or thanks for the introduction, or give her a text or a call or send her a card in the mail or something like that, she won't feel like it was that big of a deal to me, and I'm much less likely to get referrals from that same person in the future. Whereas if Alana sends me a referral and I say, Alana, thank you so much for that introduction, I really appreciate it. Great to meet you, Bill, or whatever it is there. She's going to be more incentivized to refer me again because she feels like it was appreciated. One thing that you can't do is ask for another referral when you express gratitude, because then it comes across as cheap and insincere. So don't say, thank you so much for that referral. Would you please give me one more, or something like that. So they need to be separated by some time there. The third step is nail your elevator pitch. Make sure that you know your value proposition. We at Pitch59 say your elevator pitch has to be 59 seconds or less. Sometimes you'll hear 30 seconds or 60 seconds. But you want to make sure that you nail your elevator pitch so that people clearly and quickly understand what you do, who you are, and why you do what you do in the first minute. If you can't tell me exactly what your value proposition is in less than a minute, then you're going to lose a lot of people. And I'll give you an example of this. We were vendors at a trade show about a year ago, and the company right next to us had this new software service. And I stood there and talked to the guy for probably 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, and I was peppering him with questions, after 10 minutes, I still didn't understand what he did. And I thought, oh my goodness, if I can't understand it, and I'm in software, you're going to have a really hard time persuading people that aren't in software to buy your product. And so he scheduled a meeting with me. And what I did was I went through a couple of different things that we do to help people understand their elevator pitch and how to explain that value proposition to other people. And I just asked him a series of questions. And then afterwards, I helped him script his pitch. And within 30 seconds, he was able to nail exactly what he did and what pain point he was solving for people. But it was amazing to me that this guy, who is typically in sales, couldn't explain clearly to me what the value was to me in 10 minutes. So you want to make sure that you've got that nailed down. The fourth step is mitigate the referrer's reputation risk. Make sure that whatever you're asking them to do makes them look good. If it does not make them look good, it doesn't matter how many times you ask them, they're not going to want to do it. You have to make them look good when they do it. And then the fifth step is make it easy. The easier it is, the more referrals are going to come your way. The harder it is, the less referrals you're going to get. So make it a quick, concise, easy process to get referrals. Okay, there's two other things here before I'll show you how these pitch cards work and why we recommend getting pitch cards within your group of WTE, and then we'll show you how to use them. We recommend, once you both have pitch cards, that you schedule a power referral session with your power referral partners. So we break up and this is a 15-minute strategic meeting with your strategic referral partners to make as many intros or referrals as you can for each other. So what I would do, for example, with Rachel here, I would schedule 15 minutes and I would say, okay, Rachel, in 15 minutes, we're going to try and refer each other's pitch cards as many times as we can in this 15-minute period. You have to stop at 15 minutes. You can't go longer than that. And then generally when I've done that with other companies, other individuals, within that 15-minute period, I get anywhere between 8 and 20 referrals from that person. And then they get that many from myself as well, because I try to introduce them to people that would benefit them. So there are 3 different types of referral partners that we recommend. You need to have all 3. You cannot just rely on one of these groups because you'll need all 3. But the groups that you'll do the power referral sessions with are core and casual, not your competitor. So core referral partners are those that are the most synergistic. So that's like, if I'm a carpet cleaner, I want to partner with all the carpet layers or the carpet installation companies or contractors, because they're going to be dealing with the same type of customer all the time. I'm also going to have casual referral partners. This would be like a carpet cleaning professional and a dentist, for example. There's not a lot of synergy between what we do, but the dentists are talking to people all day long. And oftentimes they'll bring up the fact that they're getting their carpet replaced or they're getting something done. And so occasionally that dentist would probably refer the carpet cleaner. And then occasionally that carpet cleaner is going to refer the dentist as well. So these are more the casual that you'll get occasional referrals from, but they're not going to be the more strategic. And then most people leave out this group, but I highly recommend that you actually focus on this group and build up several competitor referral partnerships. And these are people that are in the exact same space as you, but may have a different niche, may have different capacities, may have different goals, that kind of thing. So when I was in the cleaning space, we used to try to build up referral partnerships with other competitors, other carpet cleaning companies. We'd go to lunch and become good friends with them so that not only if we had struggles and we had people that we needed to send their way, we would have those good, reliable companies that we liked. But also, we oftentimes got referrals from our competitors where they would say, hey, yeah, I have a job up in Island Park and I can't get to it this weekend. Can you guys go do that for us? Or this job is just too big for us. We don't have equipment to service them. Can you guys do that one? And so we would get referrals all the time from our competitors, and it was a great relationship. So we do recommend spending time with your competitors to build up those relationships. Okay, and then I've got, just before, we're going to open it up for questions here in just a second, and then we'll go on to the Pitch59 part of this. But these are just a couple of recommendations that I personally have. These are not solid 100% are going to work for everybody every single time. These are just the things that have worked for me. So when you ask for referrals, don't ask for referrals. That may sound really silly, but if you ask somebody for an actual referral, they're going to start to build up a huge mental process in their mind about how to do that referral. It's going to become awkward and uncomfortable to do that. Instead, I ask people to just share my pitch card. It's a very singular transaction that they can do, or action that they can take in order to give me a referral. But I don't ask people for referrals. I just say, hey, Rachel, would you mind just sharing my pitch card with one other person that you might know that might be interested in my service? They're like, okay, sure, because it's just in a single action that they take. They don't have to do all the work of creating the referral. So in this example here,
I don't want to kind of ruin your flow here, but one of the things, anyone who's gotten an intro from me knows that I work really hard to introduce the other person and kind of frame the referral. With a pitch card, I don't have to. It automatically populates the introduction for me the way that you would have written it for yourself. So this is such a great tool. It's obviously there's a lot that we're getting into in this session that's incredibly helpful beyond the tool, but I have genuinely thought about limiting my introductions to people who have something like pitch card, because it saves a lot of time, and it does save that agonizing over, how do I do this? How do I introduce this person? Am I getting it right? Am I really, doing justice to what Susan does in this space, right? And do I have the emotional energy to do these introductions today?
You are 100% right, Rachel. You can't emphasize that enough, that if it's a good experience for the referrer, they're so much more likely to keep doing it. It's not a matter of just asking people over and over and over. You've got to make it a good experience for them. So this is kind of one of the, you can just read this here. I'm trying to get my pitch card shared 5 times this week with other business owners, and you can add in the incentive there. Do you know another 1 or 2 business owners that may be interested in meeting with me? And then after they say, yeah, I probably do, you could say, great, thanks. I just sent you my pitch card. Just tap share and introduce and add the person's number or email to the conversation. It only takes about 5 or 10 seconds. I really appreciate it. Once they do it once, by the way, once they make a 3-way introduction with a pitch card, they are so much more inclined to do it again because they've experienced how easy and simple and clean that was. So I'll show you in just a minute here. The other thing is with your power referral sessions with your referral partners, it's a very simple conversation where you just call up one of your friends or one of your referral partners. You could call up one of your networking group members and say, hi, Sarah, I'm trying to get 30 referrals this month. Would you be interested in doing a power referral session with me where we jump on a call and make as many referrals for each other as we can in 15 minutes? So it's a very effective way to get a lot of referrals very quickly if you decide to do those power referral sessions. Once again, those power referral sessions are so much more effective if those people have a pitch card. So with that, does anybody have any questions on what we've talked about before I go into the pitch cards and how these work? You can go ahead and unmute yourself. I can also go to the chat here and pull these up.
I can help you with the chat since I've been working around in here. Mostly we've got affirmations of what you're saying, including, I thought, really good example from Alana, don't be the sham wow guy.
That's right.
For questions, I see RM has a hand up. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Yep.
That might be accidental. Tangi, I see your hand up.
Yes, so the question that I have is, what if you have two different services? So for instance, my company, we develop customized software, but we also do technical training as well. So what would you do in a case like that?
Yeah, so if your message is substantially different, I'm getting a lot of feedback here. Tangi, would you mind just muting yourself and I'll answer that? Perfect, thank you. Okay, so you can absolutely have two different pitch cards. I'll show you mine in just a second. I have actually 5 different pitch cards that I use depending on the audience that I'm talking to. But if your service is pretty general or is pretty similar in nature, you might be able to just use it with one pitch card. I'll go over that in just a couple of minutes. Great question. Marguerite asked, can you do this through LinkedIn? Absolutely, yes. And so I'll show you. In fact, what I probably ought to do is let me do the demo of these pitch cards and show you how they work. And then we'll open it up for questions because I think you'll get a lot of those questions answered with this. So let me see here. Okay, so a couple of things before I switch over to the app here. I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'll show you my app. But the purpose of your pitch card is to share your 59-second elevator pitch. It also makes it so that anybody can make referrals and introductions for you in about 5 to 10 seconds. It also mitigates the referrer's reputation risk because they're introducing a human being to another human being. And that's actually a really important part. People don't want to feel like they're pushing a sale on their network. They want to feel like they're just introducing 2 people to communicate. And so if I'm introducing Rachel to like U.S. mortgage providers or something like that, then it's going to be a little bit more like I'm trying to sell her. Whereas if I introduce Rachel to Alana, for example, it's 2 human beings that I'm introducing. So people prefer to do that. Your pitch card also tracks your referrals, your views, all of your analytics, and then you get to network with everybody else that has a pitch card on the Pitch59 platform. So it's kind of like LinkedIn in that aspect. And just to let you know right up front, it's normally $180 per year. Rachel has a code that will get it to you for $129 per year to have a pitch card. And like she said, a portion of that goes straight back into WTE to promote and to help that organization. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share this other screen. And I'll show you Pitch59 here. See, I think I've got to do a tab, so let me pull up that app real quick. I don't use Google Meet very often, so hold tight just 1 second here. Okay, I think I got it here. Tell me if you can see my app, if you would.
Not yet.
Let's
see. There we go.
You can see it now?
We can.
Okay, awesome. All right, so like I said, the purpose of these pitch cards is to share your story with everybody else and then to make it real easy for people to refer and network you around to their contacts. So what I'll do first is I'm going to show you the anatomy of a pitch card, and then I'll show you how the referrals, networking, and introductions work on this platform. So the first aspect is every pitch card has an elevator pitch up to 59 seconds, and I'll show you how you can record that right there in just a minute. It's got all of your contact information right there. I can tap message and it'll flip over that pitch card and I can chat with the person right there on the back of their pitch card. I can tap schedule and it'll take me to their calendar so that I can book an appointment. You can link that through your Calendly or HubSpot or Salesforce or Chili Piper, whatever you use. And then underneath my name here is my About Me section. And this is where it has my full written elevator pitch, It's got all of my links right here. So this doubles as my link tree. It's got my video testimonials from clients, friends, family, people that know me so that they can come to life and vouch for me. It's got all of my photos, files, documents, and then bio and more info. You can put anything that you'd like on your pitch card there. And then the way that this works is I'm going to go ahead and share my pitch card with all of you, and then I'll show you how this works. So if you'll open up the camera on your phone real quick, I'm going to swipe up on my pitch card and share my pitch card. You can share a pitch card through any method, through text, email, AirDrop, QR code, social media. You can copy the link and put it wherever you'd like. So if you'll go ahead and scan that QR code, my pitch card is going to pop up on your screen. And then if I could have a couple of you just give me a thumbs up and let me know when that pitch card popped up on your phone screen. Great, thanks, Susan. Okay, and then once that's up, I'm going to have you do a couple of things there. Awesome, thank you. So what I'd like you to do is tap the Save Contact button on my pitch card first. And then if you have an iPhone, make sure to tap Create New Contact. But that'll save all my contact information and my pitch card to your contacts, so you'll always have me in your phone now. And then once you've saved my contact information, go back to my pitch card if you would. And this is where it gets interesting. So let's say that I ask you to share my pitch card with somebody else. All you're going to do is tap Share Pitch Card. I'm going to do this on somebody else's pitch card right here. And then all you do is tap that Introduce button right there. And when you tap Introduce, what it's going to do is put my phone number in the conversation, my default message with how I like to be introduced, and my pitch card. So all you do is just add somebody else to the conversation. Add their phone number, their email, their name, whatever you want to do. And once you do that, you just tap Send and you're done. It takes literally 5 to 6 seconds to introduce anybody that has a pitch card. Doesn't matter if they have the app, doesn't matter if they have an account, anything else. You can share this pitch card with somebody on the street, and within 5 seconds, they can make a full 3-way introduction with the way that you like to be introduced to their contacts. And then when they receive your pitch card, you'll be able to come to life and explain your own value proposition and introduce yourself. So that's the anatomy of a pitch card right there. So let me show you how these work on the Pitch59 platform now. If I tap on the More button above my pitch card, it's got several different options. It's got my analytics right here. So I can see that I've gotten 14 shares. I'm going to go the last 30 days right here. And it shows that my pitch card has been shared 134 times. It shows me how it's being shared, who's sharing it, what method they're using to share it. It gives me all the details of my pitch card there. Shows me when people are watching it, liking it, contacting it, saving it to their contacts and everything right there. If I go to download my pitch card image, it'll save my pitch card image and I can use that as my email signature, which we highly recommend if you don't have an email signature. And then when people click on that, you actually come to life and start talking to them. It's kind of cool. You can also download your QR code and put it on any print marketing signs, door hangers, flyers, anything else that you want to put it on. And then it's got built-in success tips, and we highly recommend that you do these as much as possible. So you can change how often you get these. I think it's defaulted to get them every day, and then you can change when you get these. So if you want to get them at 8 a.m., for example, then you can change that, and you can select which days you want to get them. But what it is it's a daily success challenge that'll teach you what to do with your pitch card each day in 1-minute daily actions. So like today's, it says, try updating your written pitch using the AI Elevator Pitch Creator. If you like your current pitch, tweak it to make it more personal. So it'll just give you a really quick tip to be successful that day. And then if you're looking to build your network, go here and you can find all of the different details and ideas on how to build your network, how to get more referral partnerships. If you're trying to grow your business, let's see, let me go back here. You go to the Grow Your Business section, and it's got a bunch of ideas in here on how to get more referrals every single day. So, and then it's got video tutorials. So if you forget how to use the Pitch59 app, then you just tap on that and it'll take you to our YouTube channel where you can watch a bunch of little short videos that explain how to use the app. One of the, now let me show you how the networking side of this works. So I can, let's say I get a pitch card from, and this is my wife's pitch card actually. So I'm going to grab her pitch card. Let's say she sends me her pitch card. What I can do if I have the app is I can swipe down and I can put her in one of my network pockets. And network pockets are like your Rolodex. So if I go to my network right here, I have all these different pockets of pitch cards here. So I've got speed networking, I've got accounting and tax, attorneys, B&I groups, construction, cleaners, cosmetics, financial services, marketing services, HR, networking, whatever. So if I want to introduce you to a networking organization here, I can simply come to their pitch card right here, and then I can grab their pitch card and then swipe up and share that pitch card with you, introduce you to Ray here. And then he'll come to life and explain his own value proposition, not rely on me to do that for him. These pockets are also shareable. So you can go to, like, I can go to my HR pocket and I can tap on the share pocket right here, and it'll share all the pitch cards within that pocket with that person. Once again, it doesn't require anybody else to have the app. Pitch59 is also an entire network. So everybody that has a pitch card is right here on the platform. So you can watch their pitch right here. You can swipe up and share their pitch card with other people. You can swipe down and put them in your network pockets. And you can get to know those people right here on the Pitch59 platform. And it's just a very simple way to get to know other people, see who they are, what they do, and what's unique and different about them. You can also come on here and you can schedule appointments with them. You can contact them however they would like you to contact them. It's got all of their other details right here, all of their links and everything. So you'll have all the information right there. If any of you are looking for a job or an internship, we would invite you to create a resume pitch card. These are only for people that are unemployed or that are looking for different employment opportunities. And these pitch cards are essentially the same as the business pitch cards, except for they don't have a lot of the networking stuff built into them, and they have a resume right there on their pitch card, so they get to introduce themselves. But if you're ever looking for a job or an internship, we would encourage you and invite you to come on and create a resume pitch card. They work the same, where if you have a resume pitch card, you can give it to your friends and family and your network. Anybody else at WTE, they can simply swipe up and introduce you to their contacts, swipe down and put you in their pockets, flip over your pitch card, message you right there on the back of it. So that's how that works.
And instead of being another resume on my recruiter's desk, right? You are a living, breathing human with a sense of humor or an empathetic story that you're sharing in that video, right? It's really powerful. It's way more compelling than your typical cover letter. And that's something that Jeff offers, I believe, for free for those job seekers to help them. It's a tough market right now. So anything that sets us apart, right? And I know in gaps in my career, I resorted to digital business cards. I tried popples and taps and all kinds of things, and they never quite hit the mark with my expectations or how I want them to interact. And so this is something you can have in your pocket all the time, or as a QR code that takes the place of that, but really brings so much more life to your story. So from my perspective as a CMO, as a former sales professional, as someone who's a founder, really grinding in the space every day, I really see a ton of value in what Jeff has created here. I'm grateful that Alana connected us. And I think this is a cool opportunity for our job seeking community to get something that will help you in your search.
100%. Okay, the last thing that I'm going to show you here, and then we'll open it up for questions, is how to create a pitch card. And I gotta be vulnerable and honest here. We've been working on Pitch59 for 6 years, and our biggest Achilles heel was always the elevator pitch for these pitch cards, helping people understand what to say and then helping them record it in a way that made them feel comfortable and made them look good. And we struggled with that for so long until this last year. We have got a new creation process that is so much simpler and easier now. That we used to have 10% of our customers that came on go live with their pitch cards in the first week. Now that number is flipped. It's about 90% that go live in the first week because of these changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tap on the edit button above my pitch card to show you what the process is to create a pitch card. And all you do is just put in your basic information here. You choose how you want other people to introduce you, and you can change that whenever you want. So for example, if I want to invite people to join a meeting next week, I can change this three-way introduction and then ask people to make referrals for me. And then next week, I can change it back to something else. So you can change that whenever you'd like. You can also create a default referral request message so that every time you text or email your pitch card to somebody, it'll include that default message there as well, giving them instructions to refer you. The next page is just your About Me page, and it's got your tags. You just link whatever you'd like to link. You can link out every social media platform, every website, YouTube video, whatever you'd like to link out to on your pitch card as well. It can all be there, and then you can add business hours or bio and more info. The third page is your uploads. This is where you're going to upload a cover photo, and it needs to be a rectangular landscape orientation photo. So just keep that in mind. And then you put on a logo if you have one, You can put on your pictures, files, documents. You can upload anything to right here. You can't upload videos, but you can upload anything else. And then when you upload video testimonials, these are just other people that introduce you to, or excuse me, that want to vouch for you. And then the last step is your pitch. And when you do your pitch, all you do now is just answer 5 questions. And Pitch59's AI system will generate your elevator pitch for you. And then you can tweak or edit that to make it your own. But it does a really good job of creating that value proposition for you. And then you choose how you deliver your pitch. So you can either upload a video if you already have one. It has to be 59 seconds or less. Or you tap record right here. And I'm doing this on my laptop, so I hope this is going to use my laptop camera. It might take a second to open up here, but let me see. Come on, I know you can do this. There we go. Okay, so we have built in a teleprompter. So when it comes time to record your pitch, you simply come on here and your elevator pitch will already be in here. And you can just record your pitch right here on the platform. So it's already built in for you. You can just record it right here when you're ready to do it. So that is the process of creating your pitch card. So with that, unless Rachel, you have anything else that you want me to cover, we can go ahead and open it up for any questions.
Let's do Q&A. In the chat, April Caldwell asked, can you add people into multiple pockets?
You sure can. So in fact, I need to show you Alana's pitch card here. So I could grab Ryan Douglas's pitch card here, and I can just swipe down, and I can put him in one particular pocket here. And then I can just swipe down again and put him in a different pocket. So you can put pitch cards in multiple pockets. I'm going to go to Alana's pitch card here too. And then Rachel, I should go to your pitch card too.
I have to update it. So some of you may know that I recently joined Valor Ventures as a venture investor looking for B2B software companies to support. We lead that seed stage, so I need to make a new pitch.
Awesome. All right, we'll start with Alana's here. And by the way, you can update your pitch whenever you'd like. There's no requirement on how long you have to keep it or anything like that. You can change it every day if you'd like. Okay, so here is Alana's pitch card. And so she's got a fantastic pitch, although I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it because it's Google Meet. I'll try this and then you let me know if you can hear it.
Hi there, I'm Alana Pinkerton, a licensed professional real estate agent here in downtown St. Pete, Florida. Do you know that we have an average of 361 days of sunshine? Obviously, it is sunny today. That's one of the reasons why we moved here. We love it. It's such a great community, and I think you'll love it as well. So if you're looking for that perfect home in the St. Pete, Florida area, I'm your go-to person. I'll get to know you, your family, your wants, your wishes, your dislikes, whatever it may be. My job as a realtor is to find that perfect place for you at the right price and help you with the negotiating and anything else that you need to learn. So let's get together and talk about all that you are looking for here in St. Pete.
I am sold. So anyway, she did a fantastic job on her pitch card, and it's got all of her details right there, which is very convenient. It's got her contact information, everything that I would need. And then for making introductions for Alana, it's as simple as just swiping up or tapping share, and then introducing her however I'd like to introduce her to other people.
I know
Go
we
ahead and
must
unmute
have
yourself if you have
other
questions.
questions.
Yeah.
How many of us feel like we're better equipped to go get some progress with our referrals after this session? Does anyone have any? Stacy, go for it.
Oh no, I didn't want you to call on me. Yeah, no, I mean, I do a lot of this stuff, and I always am thinking about how to improve. And so, yeah, there were great points today, Jeff. Thank you so much. And Pitch59 looks really, really good. And yeah, take my money. So you make me look good.
Just so you know, Rachel put in the link that you can click on to create your pitch card. Don't just go to pitch59.com and create your pitch card. You need to either use her promo code or that link in order to get the discounted rate. And that when you use that code, that also pushes back a portion of it to WTE. So support your organization if you're going to create a pitch card by going through that link.
Jeff and Rachel, thank you guys both so much. Rachel, another banger session from WTE. You always are hitting it out of the park, bringing us some great resources. Jeff, this is like amazing. I don't even know how to like tout it better than just saying it's amazing. So thank you for sharing it. I am on the job seeker side. So thank you for your gracious offer. How would we take advantage of that?
I'm going to give you a different link for the resume pitch cards. So give me just a second. And if you are looking for to create a resume pitch card, once again, it only takes about 10 to 15 minutes to create any type of pitch card. Let me grab that here real quick. All right, and I'm just going to put that link in the chat. And this is for the resume pitch cards. They're only for people that are looking for a job or an internship. If you are currently employed, you would use one of the business pitch cards. And I just put that in the chat, so you should have that now. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, let me pull up Tangi's question here. She said, where is it saved for the person who doesn't have the service who is receiving the pitch card? If they tap save contact, it saves immediately to their phone's contacts. So it doesn't matter if it's an Android or an iPhone, it'll save to your contacts there. If you have an Android, you can choose where it goes, if it goes into your Google contacts or anywhere else. But they'll always be in your phone after that. And then Natisha asked, if you have multiple pitch cards, do you get to choose who sends which one of your pitch cards to a connection? Yes. When you have multiple pitch cards, they'll just be side by side on your home screen. And if I'm talking to you, then I'll just choose which pitch card I want to send to you. And then you just share that pitch card with somebody else. So you absolutely get to control which pitch card people are sending.
To add on to that question that I just had, if someone sends a pitch card to can like another person like send your pitch card to someone else without you, like without your like initiation of like asking for
yes. Yeah, in fact, it happens all the time. We send you a push notification anytime somebody's sharing your pitch card. Sometimes we don't know who's sharing your pitch card because they don't have an account or they don't have the app. We just have an IP address that we know shared your pitch card. And so you'll get a notification from Pitch59 saying somebody is sharing your pitch card right through text message right now. And so you will love getting those notifications. It's really fun when, and Alana's seen that, I'm sure, several times where you get a push notification when you're meeting with a customer and somebody else is sharing your pitch card with somebody else. It's kind of it's an exciting thing to get that push notification.
Okay. And in that instance, like, can you control which pitch card is being sent, or?
They're always sharing the pitch card that you sent them. So if you, depending on the pitch card that you sent, they would have to go find your other pitch card. It's almost like if you had a real physical business card, that's the only one that they could share. But they can search for you on the network and find your other pitch cards if they want to, if you have multiple pitch cards.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Thank you.
Looks like Sarah said, I'm looking on your site for the evaluation information. Can you help me understand the ROI after X months, business made X% and referrals with X% of conversions? Do you have that type of data? We are gathering that data right now. It's all over the map for our clients right now. We have one client that got 17 referrals in one day off of his pitch card. I don't know how many of those converted because we don't control the conversion. We can only help with the referral itself. But we have one client that we know of that let us know that they made $19,000 in 1 month off of their pitch card, and that paid for their pitch card for like 15 lifetimes or something like that. So it was, we're really happy for them. Pitch59, if you use it effectively, you should be getting on average 8 to 10 times more referrals than what you're currently getting. If you're not using it, I can't give you any guarantee. You can use it as your business card, and it's a great business card. But if you use it with the networking and referral side of it, then you should be getting 8 to 10 times more referrals than what you're currently getting. So Sarah, I hope that kind of answers your question. We're still a young company, so we're still getting a lot of data right now.
Yeah, I think what I'm trying, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that transparency too. My question is, so the person who's getting the number of referrals, what is their process other than asking your network, hey, share my referrals? Are they going to conferences? Are they all the time out and about, at these networking events in order to do that? I think that's the process I would like to understand a little bit more if you have some insight.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. The answer is yes to all of those. We have customers that just use their pitch cards with clients that are coming on to meetings with them, and they just want them to get to know them first and have all their contact information before they meet. We have other clients that are using their pitch cards every single day, getting referrals. They're asking their clients, their friends, their referral partners, their family, everybody to just share their pitch card and get more referrals. So it's kind of whatever you're trying to do. If you are just looking to build referral partnerships or build up your network, Pitch59, all the pitch cards on Pitch59 are accessible by everybody. And in fact, one of the things that we're working on right now, it'll be available the first part of May, by the way, Rachel and Alana. We're building an AI to the search right now. So you'll be able to search for whatever you're looking for, and all those people that match any part of that description will pop up on your screen. So if you're looking for CEOs in the SaaS space, or if you're looking for realtors in Asheville, North Carolina, or whatever you're looking for, it'll try and synergistically match those people for you.
And Jeff, where are you with being able to download an entire pocket and put that into a CSV file?
Oh, the contact swapping feature. Yeah, so we are, boy, Alana, you're letting the cat out of the bag on a lot of these things here. I'm just kidding. Okay, so one of the features that we're working on right now is a contact swapping feature. So if somebody gets your pitch card, they'll be able to just tap a couple of buttons and swap their contact information with you. And when it swaps their contact information with you, it's going to put all of their contact information into contact. We're going to call it like a contact card. It'll put it into a new leads pocket, and then it'll automatically set a reminder for you to reach out to that person after 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever it is. So if you're at a networking event and you've met 15 people, typically when you get a business card, you forget about them, or they sit on your desk or whatever. Pitch59 will actually remind you to reach out to those people with their contact information, and then we're building in an API so that it'll automatically, you can export it to your CRM, whatever you use. So we're probably 6 to 8 months away from having that be really functional. It's already mostly mocked up, and it's sitting in the queue right now. But we've got some other big projects that you guys will love as well. In fact, I got to tell you, one of the funnest things that I'm excited about, we get this request all the time, and you would think that it's a really simple request, but it's kind of a bigger deal to us. People want to control the color of their pitch card. Instead of just being turquoise, they want to have it be pink or purple or green or blue or whatever it is. And so we are building in a color creation. You'll be able to control the color of your pitch card. That'll be ready in about 2 to 3 months here. And then there's a few other projects that we're working on as well.
Well, that's
We're gonna
awesome.
have to bring Jeff back in at some point, and we will, for more sales and referral aspect, because that's what you need in your business. But he's done such an excellent job of customer obsessed product development. I network a lot. I have interacted with a lot of these tools. And when you look at the level of thoughtfulness that he's put into developing Pitch59, it makes it stand out, right? I don't think you all have ever seen me get on mic and promote any product that I use. And so as we all kind of think about our spaces, some of you are SaaS founders, some of you aren't. Looking at the way that Jeff has kind of moved through developing this and the way that he takes that customer feedback into mind, I think it speaks volumes to the 6 years that he spent developing this, right?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, we are all small business people. Like, we're not software developers that decided to go start a new company and try to make $1 million type of thing. We're all small business people that saw a huge issue with the way that we were trying to market and expand our business. Referrals were really difficult to get. People didn't know who we were as human beings. They only thought that we were star ratings or headshots or logos. And so we wanted to create this new human environment where everybody has a networkable card that everybody can share and get to know each other instead of just kind of be the LinkedIn platform. But LinkedIn is it's a great platform, but it's a very cold, formal, credential-based platform. We're trying to be the emotional connecting platform where you actually get to know somebody in a personal and human way.
We have a great question in here. Natisha, is that right? I think names are so important.
It's Naisha. Thank you.
Naisha.
Thank
Awesome.
you for helping. Beautiful. Naisha asked, what is one of the most interesting pieces of data or research you discovered when building Pitch59?
Oh, man. I'll tell you that's a really good question. That's one that I'd have to think on for a little bit to really give you a great answer, but I have an initial answer. One of the first statistics that really helped us know that we were going down the right path is there's a book called Biology. It's BUY-ology by Martin Lindstrom. Fantastic book. I can't recommend it enough, where he talks about the psychology of why people buy and why they don't buy. And in it, he goes into all this research and the science behind it. But one of the things that he pointed out is that 90% of our decisions are emotional. We as human beings like to think that we're rational and logical. We're not. We make most of our decisions based on emotion, how things make us feel. And so, like, for example, if you're going to buy a home, and Alana would know this, one of the biggest factors that's going to make you decide to buy that home is the way that you feel when you walk in that home. If there's sunlight coming in through the windows at the right angle, and if it smells good, and if it's like, there's so many different things. We buy based on emotion. And so one of the biggest struggles that we've had as we've been marketing our companies on all these major online marketing platforms in the past is that there's no way for people to have an emotional connection with a website link or a star rating or just a headshot or a logo. Like, we have to be human. And the way that we interpret that as human beings is that we read their metaverbal communication, the way that the intonation in their voice, the way that they say things. We look at their body language, the way that their shoulders are, their head, the way that they're groomed, the way that they dress. So much of our decisions are based on, or so many of our decisions are based on the human emotion side of this. And when all we mitigate ourselves to is just a headshot, we're doing ourselves a huge disservice. And so we get asked every once in a while on the resume pitch cards, don't you think that's going to make employers discriminate more because they can see what race you are, what color you are, what gender you are, whatever? And our answer is actually just the opposite. We say we're supposed to judge people based on the character of their, or content of their character, not the color of their skin. Well, how do you get to know somebody's content of their character? You let them speak, give them a chance to speak, get to know them. And so we're at Pitch59, we're kind of on this mission to humanize everybody. As the world gets more and more fake, we're trying to make it more and more human and more real, but we're using AI to help do that. But we feel like it's critical that people make emotional decisions with each other and get to know each other on a human level.
I love that. Thank you for that answer. And I'll definitely take a look at that book.
Sounds great.
And we'll link out some of these resources for all of you after the meeting. I know some of us are popping in and out. That was such a good question. Carrie asked about direct LinkedIn integration or only via the standalone app.
Sorry, I'm okay. Sorry, say that question one more time.
Carrie asked if there's direct LinkedIn integration.
Oh, not yet. You can add your pitch card link to your LinkedIn profile. And then what I would recommend is anytime you send a DM to anybody on LinkedIn, attach your pitch card. You just copy your link and put it in there. That is in the pipeline, by the way. We've just got to get a little bit bigger before we can start doing all these integrations. So.
And you can add your links externally, right?
Yes.
So I've got the website on there. I've got my Calendly meeting link on mine. So you can, if you're wanting to push people to your LinkedIn profile to connect with you there as well, you can put that there. But
nobody should ever need anything more than what's on your pitch card in order to make an educated, informed decision about whether or not they want to work with you. Your pitch card should have everything that they could possibly want.
And I don't know if this has been said because I was trying to cook dinner. But where I see the power of this among WTEs, when we do get up and we meet in person, how easy it's going to be to exchange each other's pitch cards and categorize them in the way that we individually, organize our thoughts about people that we meet. So that's what made me super excited. And even through the Slack channel, if we find people can exchange pitch cards and help each other out and just easily refer each other. So that's why I'm so excited about it.
And we want you guys referring each other. If you do that with pitch card, that's wonderful. It is going to make your life easier in the long run. It's going to make it more human, more than likely than the referrals that you typically get from people. And I think we've all gotten the so-and-so meet so-and-so, you two should connect. And it's like, why? What are we connecting for? I have no context. But whether you do that with the pitch cards or not, we want you to all feel empowered, comfortable, and resourced to ask for what you need in our community, to share that goal that you have for your business. I think the sales avoidance, or even just asking for introductions, we don't always feel like we deserve that, like we are worth that, like we can imposition someone. And this is a community of people that want to help each other, right? So just as much as you want to help the person next to you, she wants to help you too. Do we feel like after tonight's session, the next WTE event that we go to, we can all commit to trying some of these new strategies and mindsets out?
Yes, ma'am.
Alana, you're already good at this.
Well, I have to compliment whoever came up with the icebreaker last week at the St. Pete event, because we had those bracelets.
That was
Amy, that was great because we put on our bracelet what our goals were, and so it just broke that ice. But I was able to put on there, find people their dream home. So obviously that was an easy pitch to say, I'm an agent, but I just love that. And so you guys come up with great ideas all the time.
Yeah, we'll be bringing that one back. Well, do we have more questions, or are we winding down, team? How are we feeling?
Carrie asked
poor Jeff hostage.
Carrie asked one question. She said, "Is that that Alana's video had a bit of a lag?" That's just because of the network.
It's Google.
The Wi-Fi. When you create your pitch card, your video automatically auto plays for people on their phones, just on silent, and then they just tap it to play it, just like a YouTube video. So it's the same experience as watching a YouTube video or something on your phone.
All right.
Awesome. So I gotta, Rachel, let me say one more thing about WTE. We love you guys. We love your organization, and we'll be here and support you guys however we can. If anytime you guys want to jump back on another call and any way that we can help or support you guys, we're happy to do it.